Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whenever you might be listening to this. This is the Buzzed Bucks Podcast.
I'm Clay.
Oh my god, I'm Bert. You usually say
I
podcast.
I usually do.
We are here for, what is it, week 5 of the NHL
Yeah,
season, and not that much news that happened, just games being played, really. Um,
like no news. It's
no
mainly
news.
injuries.
I have one small thing to talk about or two small things to talk about, but it's mostly injuries and games played. Um, but before we get to any and all of that, Clay, what are you drinking?
I am drinking 1911 cider again, but this is a cranberry. It's
Ooh,
out.
I like their cranberry.
It's a
Yeah,
seasonal. Yo,
'tis the
yeah.
season. And I am drinking from
Stole
El.
this from Jenny. She's gonna be pissed.
I am drinking from Elvarium Brewing Company, their Moonrock Double Dry Hopped New England style. Oh, triple IPA. That's why it's 10%.
Oh no.
Bert may have made a mistake by not reading the label fully before buying it, but here we go.
We both made we both made mistakes with our drink choices today.
All right. Well, I'll get us started on little news.
Yep.
So there's realistically right now, we're a little over a month into the season. Especially in the Eastern Conference, everybody's still pretty close. There was a little bit more separation this week, but you know,
Yeah, but
so
there's
realistically,
four of the 16 teams haven't played 10 games yet.
that's crazy. Um,
Oh, sorry, only four of the 16 teams have played 10 games,
oh, okay,
which
that
is
makes more sense.
just as crazy.
It's still crazy. But so my point being is that there's not really any clear sellers or buyers currently, right? Except
Yep.
apparently the St. Louis Blues, who have said they're open for business with whatever trades anybody wants. So there you go. Yes.
I'm stupid. I was misreading the
Yeah, that
wins
didn't
column
sound right to me.
for the games played columns. Everyone's played at least 15 games.
Yeah, I was gonna
Let's
say that did
see.
not sound correct to me. I was just like, okay, whatever. Maybe I'm mis.
Yep. No. No. I'll I'll face my mistakes.
Because I was like, wait, no. I was trying to add up like a team that I knew's record like really quick. I was like, no, that's 16 games. Um,
Yep. No.
so that's really
Yeah.
weird
Was
that if
looking
a couple of teams have only played 10. Um,
looking at the wrong column.
gotcha. So St. Louis is open for business. Apparently, I doubt they would trade a guy like Snoogaroo or Snoogaroo, since he's just like their
But
young guy.
but Kyrie's name keeps coming up.
Kyra's name keeps coming up. I don't know why he's the scapegoat for what's happening in St. Louis this season, but apparently he is. He was healthy scratched the other night,
Hmm.
so I don't know. St. Louis is doing really bad. I would say Calgary is probably open for business too. Calgary's in like a crater
Yeah.
essentially. Um,
Kyrie is the worst team.
yeah, by far. They are the only ones that have 10 regulation losses, I believe, already.
11.
11. So there you go. St. Louis isn't quite that bad, but they're not that much better. So we'll see. We'll see if we get some. I'm not calling trades necessarily in the near future, but there's two teams in particular I think will start getting desperate real soon, and that's the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Those two
Yeah.
teams, we'll get to both of them in a little bit, but those two teams are definitely gonna be real desperate real soon because their seasons are not going super well in the first month or so here.
That's true, but they're still again. Uh, they're I. They're still kind of in the hunt. At least
Yeah.
Toronto more than the Rangers.
Certainly, certainly. I'm not saying they're like definitely not going to make the playoffs if they don't do something, kind of thing. It's just how Toronto and the Rangers are, and like how they're seen,
Right.
and how their organizations feel like they should be seen. They're gonna if we get to American Thanksgiving, and this is still what it's looking like for those two teams, they're gonna start
Moves are gonna
going
happen.
crazy. They're gonna be like, we have to do something.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be a good trade, maybe it won't be a good trade. You know, we won't know until it happens. But If it's the Rangers, I don't know that I trust Chris Drury
No,
anymore.
absolutely not.
Um,
Absolutely not.
so I just don't. I don't know. I thought with the coaching of Mike Sullivan coming in, fresh new coaching staff kind of thing, I thought maybe they would do a little better than they did last year, but the Rangers are in trouble currently.
Well, if you look at the like the power rankings and so advanced stats, Penguins are first in the league on finishing their chances,
Hmm.
and the Rangers are last in the league
There you
on
go.
finishing there.
And
And
and the Penguins are, one of the more surprising teams of the season so far. Although they came back down to earth a little bit this week, but um, and the Rangers are basically where they were last year. I feel like
yeah,
it just feels like the same thing going on again, even with a new coaching staff. So I don't know. And we already mentioned there was like thoughts out there that Panarin could be moved at some point. We'll
hmm
see if that comes to fruition. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting leading up into the holidays if any teams start going nuts and are like, we gotta do something here. The other piece of news I wanted to discuss and just point out to everybody because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Another gambling scandal happened in another sport, and that is this one was in the MLB. Two pitchers on the Cleveland Guardians got arrested.
th-
One got arrested. The other one is indicted, and they're trying to find him on charges that they rigged pitches. They rigged bets based on pitches.
so this happened actually. This came out more a couple months ago,
Hmm.
um, where I know Emmanuel Clase was suspended
Yeah,
indefinitely, and
I think the other one's Luis
yeah, no,
Ortiz.
they're going to prison.
Yes, so that's why
They're going.
this is becoming. Um, I do remember this coming out a while ago, but now it's like, uh-oh, they're going to prison. Like they already
Like
have
they're
Luis. I think they already
straight.
arrested Ortiz and Clase. They're still looking for, but
Oh,
so just remember
and
that all of this sports betting stuff and these prop bets and all of that shit is really prevalent in all sports, and that's two out of the four major sports leagues in in North America that have had pretty big scandals in the last month.
Clase is so stupid because he would have made more money on his next contract than the money he made like in this gambling.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about like the amount of balls thrown,
Yep.
and you can look at the amount of first pitch is that he just spikes into the dirt, and he is a guy with extreme accuracy. So it's one of those things where, yeah, he's clearly
It's
like
pretty no
intentionally
duh.
spiking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
spiking those
already
balls.
indicted, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, they
They're in
got caught.
trouble. Like they're done for essentially. Um, but I just wanted to bring that up because the NHL I have made some deal with like Polymart or something recently, and it's just
And
like you know
and hey, don't forget this whole Shohei Otani scandal before the
the
season
Shohei
started,
Otani scandal. Yeah,
where yeah, his interpreter took the fall, but
it was
maybe it
definitely
just wasn't it.
Otani. Yeah,
Right.
so
I wouldn't say it's definitely Otani, but it very well could have been.
it's better than 50% that Otani had something to do with it too. I would say
Yeah,
it just feels by vibes. It just seems like that's what's going on there.
absolutely. And again, these are like just like the whole Pete Rose thing. When that happened, these are superstars of the game
Yeah,
doing this. Lase and Otani are
Otani signed that
superstars.
contract that was worth like $800 million or something.
Yeah,
It's I think that I don't I think that in of itself is no more proof that you need that gambling is just like a disease essentially, you know?
yep.
Like just like any addiction, it can destroy
hmm
you and it can overtake you and it'll be all you think about. And it that even, mo almost billion-dollar athletes are not immune to that. So,
Yeah, Otani is worth over $1 billion,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure with endorsements and all that shit. and
Yep.
all. And he's super popular in Japan too, obviously. So I'm sure he makes a ton of money from Japan as well. Yeah. So anyway, something to be seen. Although I would say, I guess the NHL is a little bit harder to rig because I feel like the NHL has a lot more randomness in it, you know? Because you could take a
That's true.
shot and like that shot could ping pong off of like four guys and go in the net, even if you weren't
But
trying to go in the net.
you could bet on penalty minutes.
I guess that's true. You could bet on penalty minutes. You could bet on goalies having really bad games, and then like,
Hmm.
any. I'm not gonna name somebody specifically because it'll sound like I'm accusing somebody, but a goalie will let in four goals on purpose. Like they'll just
Yep.
have a bad game on purpose.
Yeah.
That's the only things I could see happening, but I don't know. There's a little bit more randomness in hockey, like for like goals or assists or whatnot,
It's
that you
true, but
can't really control as much.
a defender a defender betting on the over when it comes to goals,
True. That's also true.
letting the guy buy them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not
It's not
impossible.
great. It's not
Well,
great.
I mean the Italian soccer league this in the mid 2000s had a whole referee uh, betting scandal as well.
Mm. So the NBA.
Only yeah, no, we mentioned the NBA one last week, and
Well,
then
no. The NBA had another betting scandal. I think
in
around that same
2007,
time. Yeah, where
in
the
2007,
yeah,
yeah,
or the refs were in on it.
only yeah, I mentioned that last week. Last
Oh,
week,
excuse me. Sorry.
only one ref took the fall, but there was definitely a
Yeah.
bunch of others. For the Italian one, there was only one ref that came out of that clean.
Mm.
It was every single other ref. Only
Jesus
one
Christ.
ref came out of that clean. It was Juventus, I think, was the team was paying off the refs, so they had multiple titles
Man.
stripped.
FIFA in particular is a very corrupt organization, which is wild, honestly. Um, yeah, so we can move on from that topic. It's just like, I'm worried there. I mean, we had Shane Pinto last year
Yeah,
who was betting on stuff through a proxy, but it
yeah.
was still his money.
No,
So he got suspended for half the season. It was something like that,
I
right?
think or a friend using his account.
Yeah, that's what I mean by a proxy.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah.
friend was doing it
Um,
for him, but it was his money, his account, whatever, and they were like, "Hey,
yeah,
idiot! Like, we caught you. Like, be
right.
suspended for a half a season." Um, so I'm just waiting for more shit like that to happen. I would not be shocked if it did. And then finally, last bit of news. I didn't have this written down, but I just thought of it. We're probably gonna start getting the Olympic team announcements in the coming weeks, I would think, because the Olympics are
Canada's
in February and it's second week of November. So
Canada's announcement didn't sound good because they
which
wanted
one?
that Dowdy was, and I think Dowdy and someone else were most likely to be called for they want grown up hockey. So that means
Oh
they're
my!
not going to take some. Yeah, when
Oh, you idiots!
celebrate.
I was
What's
just
more
gonna
grown
say,
up?
wait till we get to what Celebrini and Bedard did this week.
Yeah. What's more grown up than your two kids running the league?
Oh my God, they're
Like
idiots if they
grown
don't
up
bring those two.
hockey, they're playing good offense, good defense.
Yeah, and there's not really hitting in the Olympics either. So like
Right.
they're gonna have
And they're
free wheel of even more so. But have
right.
have one or both of them play with Crosby or McDavid. Holy shit, they're gonna score so much in the Olympics.
Like
Because I know for a fact
at,
Crosby, McDavid, McCarr, and McKinnon are definitely going to be on that team.
and
Otherwise, I'm not
as
100%
but
sure.
here's the thing, as a going for the American hockey team, I love hearing that.
True, true. I would like Team
Like,
USA to win gold, but it it kind of depends because a bunch of Team USA players are real beat up right now. Both Kachuk brothers are injured. We don't.
then don't take them.
I
especially when
guess
it comes
don't
to
take them. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to go attend to my dog who was barking at my neighbors or something. So,
but yeah,
Clay, as you were saying.
The American team's beat up. Like, if Matt Kachuk's not going to be healthy, don't take him. Like, Brady should be fine. Because of that thumb surgery, he should be fine. But like, don't take guys that aren't performing well just because of their name.
No, I get that. I mean, you'll still have all the Hughes brothers. You have Matthews. You'll have tons
Maybe
of other
Quinn is
players.
hurt.
Oh
Quinn's banged
well.
up.
Well, see, that's the problem, and that's not really anything Team USA can do about that, right? That's
No,
it's just all luck of the draw. So that's the only thing that might screw Team USA currently. But Finland's screwed because no Barkov.
Barkov. Yep,
Not that they're gonna be terrible, but that's your best player
it
by
hurts.
far. Um, Sweden is kind of like is a mix of young and old guys, depending on
Yep.
who they bring. And then everybody else. Those are the four big teams. Russia's not going to be there unless they have an
Right.
ROC team like they have for other sports,
I don't think they do.
but I don't think they
Uh,
will. So Russia could be
the
really deadly if they were there, but they're not going to be there.
absolutely.
Um, and there's one way to stop that. I'm just saying, there's a way that you could get back in the Olympics, but
There is a way. Yeah.
that's a little bit more complicated. Um, but yeah, we should get more information about who's being called in those players probably by the end of the year, I think. Right? They're not going to do it
Yep.
like 2 weeks beforehand. I mean, I'm sure
No, they're
players know
getting closer and
already.
closer.
Yeah. Maybe we'll learn about it more around Christmas time. We'll see. Okay.
What are
Do
your
you?
injuries?
I'll do my injuries. Yeah. For Carolina, Gostisbehere and Chatfield, who I believe were hurt last week, both of them are going to the IR with a lower
Yep.
body and upper body injury, respectively. For Chicago, Nazer day to day, undisclosed.
Oof.
Hopefully that doesn't turn into something longer that like these day to days have been recently. Um, for Columbus, Goodbranson, who has been hurt, is now officially on the IR with that hip injury. For Nashville, Cole Smith, who was on the injury report last week, officially on the IR with an upper body injury. And LaRue is going to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury, and I'm sure he will be on the IR by next
Yeah.
week. For the Devils, Pesce headed to the IR. He was another guy that was hurt last week, but is officially on IR now. I believe they said about a month for him with an upper body injury. McEwen, day to day, upper body injury, and Hamilton is out a week with a lower body injury. For Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's got a lot, and a couple of these hurt. Brazo headed to the IR for about a month
Yeah.
with an upper body
That one
injury,
sucks for y'all.
which sucks because he was playing great. Achari to the IR about 3 weeks. The Penguins gave like real specific timelines for all three of these guys, weirdly.
Yeah.
Um, 3 weeks with an upper body injury for Achari, and then Tristan Jarry headed to the IR for about 3 weeks with a lower body injury, and Philippe Hollander headed to the IR with a blood clot in his leg.
Yeah.
So no idea when he might be back.
No timetable.
Um, that's always scary when stuff like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. This is a young guy too, so this is that sucks. I wonder. There's a specific thing, like a genetic disorder, essentially, that makes your blood clot more often, more
Yeah.
like when it's not supposed to, essentially, which my dad had. Thankfully, he did not pass it to me or my brother, but my dad had like clots in his legs for I don't know 10 plus years.
Right.
So hopefully, I don't know if this kid has this. I hope whatever it is gets resolved for him.
Yeah.
And finally, for Winnipeg, Nyquist headed to the IR with an undisclosed injury, and Barron headed to the IR with an undisclosed injury as well.
Gotcha. All right. So the only news that I have is Calgary is not sending their rookie Peric, uh, rookie defenseman. They're not sending him to juniors. They're going to keep him in the NHL this year and burn that ELC year.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Penguins
which
are
is
doing that with Ben Kindle too, by the way. Since you brought it up.
They were worried. People were worried the Islanders weren't going to do that with Schaefer.
Why? He's been killing it.
I mean, if it was a Lou Lamoriello team,
yeah, maybe he wouldn't have even been on the team to start the season. If that dinosaur Lou was still there.
But it kind of makes sense to like. I think we're seeing more and more teams not send their kids down.
Especially if they're playing well, just keep them there. You know.
Keep them there. You get a chance to extend them sooner.
True.
And at a lower cost.
True.
You can lock them up long term at a lower cost. So
true.
Smart teams we're seeing them do that.
Yeah. Like I said, the Penguins are doing that with Kindle, their first round pick from this past year. He passed his 10th game last week, I think.
Yeah.
He's been playing really well. He was tied for first in rookie goals, although the guy from Montreal, I think, passed him last night or something.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, Demidov.
Good for them.
All right, and the other news,
Demidov, Kapanen.
Oh yeah, Oliver Kapanen. So the other news is for the PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League. They announced the names of their Seattle and Vancouver expansions.
Oh, fun! What are they?
It's going to be the Seattle Torrent.
Okay.
And the Vancouver Golden Eyes.
Big N64 fans, I guess.
Yes. They are. It's like a bird eye. I didn't look up the history behind it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some further history to it than the N64 James Bond game, but
they're basically they're called the Golden Eyes.
It's like a Hawkeye, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Hawkeye. The Golden Eye is an actual bird in the Vancouver.
Oh, so it's the name of a bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's cool. Not a bird I ever heard of before.
Not a bird I ever heard of.
I love learning about new animals.
I'm going to have to do some research later. All right. And that's all the news I got, so I'll get with the injuries.
All right.
Starting with Calgary, Ball is day-to-day with a undisclosed injury that happened on the 7th, so we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric is week to week with an upper body injury.
Oh, right after they were like, we're not sending him down to juniors.
Right after
also,
they made
he's
that
hurt.
announcement, he got wrecked from a hit from, I believe, Marcus Foligno. One of the Folignos wrecked him. So, sucks for him. San Jose, Eklund is on the IR with a lower body injury, and Misa, one of their young defensemen, is week to week with a lower body injury.
He's another one that at this point has got to have passed his ELC mark.
He has. Yeah. He's been playing pretty well. Both of them, but for both teams, they're just like, yeah, he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. Let's let him make mistakes at the NHL level.
Yeah.
Because if they go back to juniors, they're just going to dominate, and that's not going to help.
That's not really helpful for their development.
That reinforces bad habits. Like,
yeah,
let's let them make mistakes and learn good habits. Seattle, Joey Decord is on the IR for an upper body.
Joey Dackard.
And for Vancouver, Thatcher Demko, day-to-day with an undisclosed problem.
Undisclosed issue of some sort.
Undisclosed issue. He was talking about like soreness, so this could be just day-to-day, but he did miss a game.
Gotcha.
So they're just keeping him protected.
Gotcha.
For the Atlantic, Boston, Beecher, day-to-day, upper body, missed a couple of games. Buffalo, had a bad week. Had a bad week. We're going to start off. Rasmus Dahlin is taking a leave of absence from the team to go back to Europe
Right.
to spend time with his fiance, who is recovering from a heart transplant.
Can't argue
That
with
is
that.
indefinite.
Yeah.
No, you can't argue with that. That is an indefinite leave of absence. Yuri Kulik uh, is out indefinitely. He missed the last 3 games with what they originally diagnosed with fluid in the ear.
Mm.
That is now turned into a blood clot problem.
Oh, great. 2 of those this week.
2 of those this week.
Both
He
on
is out
young
indefinitely.
players.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Another indefinite. Zucker has some sort of virus. His timetable, the timetable for his return is not known.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Still, he is out indefinitely. This could be like Quentin Byfield a couple years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Did they
let
ever say
me
what
just.
Byfield had, or they're
It was something viral, like the flu, that just
man,
wrecked him.
just stayed forever.
So, yeah, he lost 20 pounds.
Yeah. It's crazy. What if he had mono?
Let me run. No, it was something else
Oh,
viral.
okay.
Like he was vomiting and diarrhea, which is why he lost that much weight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look.
All right, let me run through Buffalo's roster real quick. Their top line.
Oh, good. Uh-huh.
Their top line is currently Thompson, McLeod, and Tuck.
Oh, 2 of those make sense, and one of them's McLeod.
Well, McLeod's the only guy you got left.
I guess so. They're running one line.
He's your only center you have left. Because you lost Norris, and Kulik was your replacement.
I forgot Norris was hurt too.
Kulik was your replacement for top line center.
Good God.
And now he's gone. Your second line is Isaac Rosen, Osterlund, and then Quinn.
Baby line.
2 rookies and Quinn. Then you have Greenway. Then you have Greenway, Kosick, and Doan.
Well, Greenway will definitely get injured soon. He always does.
He just came back. Dunn, Krebs, Mallenstein is your 4th line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy.
Boy,
oh boy.
Now, these pairings, this defensive pairing, going to be a little different. Who knows how it looks up. But right now, it looks like Zach Jones and Owen Power on the first line. First pair.
I forgot that Zach Jones went to Buffalo.
They picked him up off waivers.
Yeah.
Then you have Bowen Byram, Connor Timmins.
At least Timmins isn't on the top line anymore.
But Samuelson was not at practice today.
Oh, good. Good.
Yes. So who knows if he's injured or just taking a maintenance day. But your injuries, right? Your IR is Coolidge, Zucker, Benson. Benson's going to be out longer.
Oh my God, Benson too.
Benson was listed as day-to-day, or was put on the IR. He is moving around the facility in a walking boot. So who knows how long he'll actually be out. Norris, Danforth, Meyer, and Dahlin.
This year's New Jersey Devils, the Buffalo Sabres.
We'll see if they can tread water until they get some of these guys back.
I doubt it.
I don't like it.
Like all of your best players are not playing. Well, no, that's not true. Thompson and Tuck are still playing, but your best defenseman and a bunch of your middle 6 guys are. Boy, oh boy.
Your best defenseman, your first line center, your second line center.
All right, rookies, it's time to step up.
The Rochester Americans did pretty good against Carolina. That you'll talk about. But yeah. Oof. All right, let's finish up. with the injuries. Then we jumped from Buffalo to Tampa Bay. No other new
Hmm.
injuries. Sorelli day to day upper body, Crozer day to day undisclosed, and McDonough is day to day as well undisclosed. They both Crozer has missed the last 3 games. McDonough left the game against the Capitals early, so we'll see what happened to him. And then we'll finish up with Toronto. Lawton day to day upper body. He left that game early as well.
All right.
So we'll see where those guys end up.
All right. Let's get into some games, I guess. I'll start with the Central. Chicago. Folks, Chicago might be a legitimate wild card threat this year. They went 3-1 this
Absolutely.
week, at least as it stands right now. They went 3-1 this week. They could crash and burn still. There's plenty of time for that. But you know what we like to do here? We like to overreact to one week
Mm-hmm.
of games being played. They did
Absolutely.
lose to Seattle to kick the week off 3-1. Burakovsky had the only goal in that game, while Soderblom was 21 of 24. They beat Vancouver 5-2. Bertuzzi with a hat trick in this game. Donato and Bedard each had 2 points, while Spencer Knight was 43 of 45 in that one.
Mm-hmm.
They got outshot 45-28. Pretty
Yeah.
significant margin, but they kept it to 2 goals and scored 5 of their own. So they then shut out Calgary 4-0, and I know that's not the only time Calgary got shut out this week because I have another team that shut
No.
them out.
Nope.
Bedard a goal and 3 assists in this game, while Burakovsky and Bertuzzi each had 2 points, and Spencer Knight made 33 saves for the shutout. And then they beat Detroit 5-1. Got outshot by Detroit 46-20. 46-20.
Yeah. There was some Soderblom on Soderblom, not violence because one's the goalie.
Right.
But the Soderblom on the Detroit is their brothers.
I was just going to ask, are they actually
Yeah.
related or they just have the same last
Yes.
name? Chicago was 3 for 3 on the power play in this game, which is crazy. Bedard
Yep.
had a goal and 2 assists, while 4 other players had 2 points, and Soderblom made 45 of 46 saves. And Connor Bedard is your top player with 3 goals and 7 assists, and I believe as it stands right now is tied for second in the scoring race with Macklin Celebrini,
He is.
and they're
We
one
will.
point behind
It
McKinnon.
is not. It is not Celebrini. You're close. They are
Oh, it's Leo
not 1 point.
Carlson. It's Leo
Mhm.
Carlson, and then Celebrini's right behind them.
We'll do that right now just because.
Yeah. We might as well.
We're yeah, we might as well. We're for the scoring leaders instead of the end of the game episode. Nathan McKinnon is kind of cheating just because of what Colorado did to
Edmonton this week, yeah.
this in it
Well,
yesterday.
uh, he's kind of cheating for that Vancouver game too.
Oh, that's fair. But
I mean, we're gonna talk about
before
them
that
next, but good.
before that Vancouver game, it was Bedard, Carlson, and Celebrini at the top. So now we have it's number one's McKinnon,
Hmm.
number two is McKinnon with 29 points. Carlson has 25 with Connor Bedard 25. Macklin Celebrini is fourth place with 24.
This is what I like to see. Change of the guard.
The kids
Here
are all
we go. I love this. I didn't even realize Leo Carlson had that many points. I knew Bedard and Celebrini, excuse me. My brain shut off
yep.
for a second. We're doing great. I didn't even realize Leo Carlson was doing that well.
He's been a monster, and he
I
had a 10
love
game
it.
misconduct, 10-minute
Hell
misconduct
yeah,
in the
bro.
Florida game. We'll get to that. Someone took a dive.
Oh. Um, Getting back to Chicago. They were 5 for 10 on the power play, which I think is my best one. Exactly 50%. 11
That's
for
gotta be
12
the best.
on the penalty kill. 8, 5, and 3. Great start for Chicago.
Absolutely.
Because they were one of the teams, everybody was like, they're going to be terrible. And here we are.
Yeah.
Colorado is up next. Speaking of not terrible, they went 3-0 this week. They beat Tampa Bay 3-2. Olafson 2 goals in that game. Wedgwood 22 of 24. They beat Edmonton, as we just alluded to, 9-1. Holy crap!
Absolutely. McKinnon had 5 points in that game.
McKinnon had 4 points in this game. He had 2 goals and 2 assists.
I thought he had 2 goals, 3 assists.
Hold on. Kelly and Tays had 3 points each, while 5 other players had 2 points. Scott Wedgwood 23 of 24. Colorado then beat Vancouver 5-4. McKinnon had 2 goals and 3 assists in this game.
Gotcha. I thought.
No, you had those 2 games swapped.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Hey, only 1 point difference. He had 9. He had 9 points in 2 games. Makar, Lankinen, and Nichushkin each had 2 points, while Blackwood 29 of 33, and they were 2 for 3 on the power play in that game. McKinnon's obviously their top player, 4 goals, 6 assists, also 10 points. Him and Bedard tied. I think that's the most of my players. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's the most of my players. Colorado 3 for 14 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against, 11 for 13 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal for, and they're 10-1-5.
Yes,
One regulation loss.
Well, also, this week was their first overtime win.
Which game was an overtime game?
Why do I think the Vancouver one was?
I think they were.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't write that down.
A 5-4 overtime win. So that was
apologies.
Their first overtime win of the season.
Huh. Hey, but when they push games to overtime, I mean, or they have successfully pushed 5 of their 6 losses to overtime. So
absolutely
can't really argue with that. They can't be as hilariously bad at the shootout as the Penguins are, which I want to get to later.
I don't think one of shootout.
I don't think they've gone to a shootout yet. Anyway.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Dallas is up next, 3-1 this week, so they're getting back after a little shaky first couple of weeks of the season. Dallas is back. They're back looking like themselves again. Beat Edmonton 4-3 in a shootout. Rantanen 2 goals and an assist. Johnston 3 assists. DeSmith 23 of 26. Robertson and Johnston scored the shootout goals as well. They lost to Anaheim 7-5, and unlike previous seasons, no shame. Anaheim's fucking killing it, and I'm sure we'll get to them soon enough. Heiskanen 4 assists. Johnston 2 goals and an assist. Rantanen a goal and 2 assists, and Ottinger was 18 of 24. They beat Nashville 5-4. Heiskanen and Johnston 2 assists apiece, while Bork had a goal and an assist, and Ottinger was 17 of 21. And then they beat Seattle 2-1. Heiskanen 2 assists in this game, while Johnston and Sagan each had a goal, and DeSmith was 30 of 31. And in case you weren't keeping track of points that I mentioned, Johnston and Heiskanen are their co-top players with 9 points apiece. 3 goals, 6 assists for Johnston, 1 goal, 8 assists for Heiskanen. 6 for 17 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against, 11 for 15 on the penalty kill. 9-4-3 Dallas is, and I believe they are in second place in the division currently. So Dallas looking great, just like they did last year. Now, when is that extension for Robertson coming? Or are we going to have at least one interesting? Are we going to have one interesting free agent next year? Minnesota is
RFA.
No, he's not. Not this year.
He's not?
No. Minnesota is up next. They finally had a good week. They went 3-1. Beating Nashville in overtime 3-2. Kapanen and Johansson had a goal and an assist apiece. Johansson's was the overtime game winner. Faber 2 assists. Gustafsson 32 of 34. Excuse me. They lost to Carolina 4-3. Matthew Boldy 2 goals in that game. Gustafsson 23 of 27. They beat the Islanders 5-2. Kaprizov goal and an assist. Wallstad 25 of 27. And then they shut out Calgary 2-0. Got outshot by Calgary 36-19.
Yeah, he did.
Matthew Boldy a goal and an assist. Joel Eriksson 2 assists. Wallstad 36 saves for, I believe, his first career shutout. He's their top player. 61
course.
of 63 on the week in the, I believe, 2 games that he played. 9.68 save percentage, 1.00 goals against with that shutout. Now, you said Parakith, is that the name of the Calgary defenseman?
Yeah.
Got hit by one of the Felinos. I don't even know which Felino it was because they played both teams that have a Felino.
It was
Although I think Nick Felino might be on a leave of absence from Chicago right now, so it must have been Marcus Felino.
It was Marcus, and also Jason Robertson is a RFA.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
That makes more sense why they're not. I thought he was UFA. Excuse me.
Nope.
My apologies for being wrong. But still.
2027, 2028 is his UFA.
Got it. I mean, if he was smart, he would be like, "I'll sign a 1-year deal with you."
Absolutely.
At a discount, and then next year you're gonna give me a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Because they'd be out of the Sagan deal at that point.
Ooh, that's a good point. You know his agent, and they might already be having this conversation. Really, you know his agent's looking at that, being like, "Give me that $15 million contract, baby," because he's having a good year so far, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota 3 for 11 on the power play, 9 for 9 on the penalty kill. They're 7, 7, and 3, which is okay, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
speaking
there's worse
of
teams out there.
Yeah, you want to hear about one? Nashville.
Yeah,
Went 2-2. Remember how Nashville looked okay to start the season, and we were like, "Hey, they're all right." We're back to where they should be. Losing to Vancouver 5-4 in overtime. Forsberg, Bunting, and Evangelista each had 2 points. Saros 31 of 36, 1 for 3 on the power play, 2 for 4. Or I'm sorry, 1 for 3 on the penalty kill, 2 for 4 on the power play. I had this reversed. So each team in that game getting 2 power play goals. It's pretty crazy. Lost to Minnesota 3-2 in overtime. Wood, it's Matthew Wood, we discovered last week, had a goal along with Stamkos, the other goal, while Annunen was 22 of 24. They got outshot 34-24 in that game. Lost to Philadelphia 3-1. O'Reilly, the only goal in that game, while Saros was 23 of 25. And then they lost to Dallas 5-4. O'Reilly, Haig, and Blackenberg each had 2 points. Annunen 17 of 22. And even though they didn't win a game, they get a top player because Blackenberg had a goal and 4 assists on the week. So he was trying. 3 for 13 on the power play, which isn't that bad. 7 for 12 on the penalty kill, which is pretty bad. And they're 5, 8, and 4. Not great.
No.
Getting back to where they were last year.
No, yes. I also just learned that a golden eye is a type of duck.
Oh. Even more fun.
But
more waterfowl teams.
But the eye that they chose is definitely like a bird of prey.
Well, they had to make it tough a little bit, right? They had to make it look a little tough. You know somebody pointed that out to them already. Being like, that's
Absolutely.
not a duck eye. You know some ornithologist in the Vancouver area was like, oh, I've seen those before.
Like, yeah.
Or there's a duck that I think is very similar to that duck on the East Coast. I can't think of its name right now. You know what it looks like? It kind of looks like a bufflehead, except with a green head instead of the black and white
right.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I took ornithology in college. Yeah. Moving on from Nashville, the only team that is lower than them in the Central Division right now are the St. Louis Blues. And they had a good week this week, going 2-1-1.
Yeah, they did.
They beat Edmonton 3-2. A little shameful on Edmonton's part. Thomas had a goal and an assist. Binnington 24 of 26. Lost to Washington 6-1. Toropchenko had got shellacked in that game. Toropchenko had the only goal. Both goalies, both Hofer and Binnington played, were 26 of 32 combined. They did shut out Buffalo 3-0, which has to hurt.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Matthew Joseph, a goal and 2 assists in this game, while Justin Falk had a goal and an assist, and Hofer had 28 saves for the shutout. And then they beat Seattle, or I'm sorry, they lost to Seattle in overtime, 4-3. Kyrou, Dvorsky, and Holloway had the goals in that game, while Hoffer was 26 of 30. They don't have a top player. They went 2 for 9 on the power play, 7 for 10 on the penalty kill, with 2 shorthanded goals for. Pretty good.
Yeah, that one against Buffalo.
5, 8, and 3 are St. Louis. 1 point behind Nashville.
Yeah.
Utah is up next, and Utah had a bad week. They went 1-3. Their first bad week of the season. Coming into this week, they were 8-4. They're now 9-7, if you can do that math. They beat Buffalo in overtime 2-1. Outshot Buffalo 35-18 in that one. Keller had the overtime game winner plus an assist, while Schmaltz had the other goal, and Vejmelka was 17 of 18 in that one. Lost to Toronto 5-3. Genther, Carcone, and Sergachev had the goals. Vanacek was 14 of 18. Only had to face 18 shots.
Only 18, yeah.
They lost to Montreal 6-2. Yamamoto and Kraus. Hey, shout out Yamamoto 2 weeks in a row that we mentioned you. Had the goals in that game.
Taylor.
Vejmelka 17 of 23. So all 6 of those goals are on him. And then they lost to Ottawa 4-2. Schmaltz and Keller had the goals there, while Vejmelka was 21 of 25. You don't get a top player when you go 1-3. They were 0 for 8 on the power play, 7 for 7 on the penalty kill, though. Killed all their penalties. And they're 9-7, like I already said. And you know what? They didn't technically have the worst week because Winnipeg went 0-3 this one. Losing to LA 3-0. Hellebuck 23 of 25. Losing to San Jose 2-1. Morrissey had the only goal, while Hellebuck's 25 of 27. And then they lost to Anaheim 4-1. Kyle Connor the goal. Comrie 17 of 21, and they were 2 for 4 on the penalty kill in that game. No top player for Winnipeg. 0 for 11 on the power play, 11 for 14 on the penalty kill, and they're 9-6.
Yeah, there's no shame in losing to those two teams this year.
Which two? Anaheim and San Jose? No, they're
Yeah.
both playing. Now that San Jose actually finally won a game, like a couple of weeks ago, now they're like, oh yeah, we can win. And they have been.
This is fun.
Yeah. And they've been playing absolutely super well. Europe.
All right, I'm going to talk about the East. We're going to start off with your Boston Bruins, who
Bruins. Not mine.
went 3-0 this week.
I hate it. They're on a 7-game winning streak, aren't they, or something like that?
I am very much aware because they are second in the division at 10-7.
What an enigma of a team. Didn't they start 3-0, and then they lost like 6 straight games, and now they've won 6 or 7 straight games.
I don't know what this team is.
This team is confusing, is what it is.
They start their week by beating the Islanders in the shootout. Swayman in net there with a 909 save percentage. Then they beat the Senators in overtime 3-2. Korpisalo in net, 909 save percentage. And they finish their week by beating Toronto 5-3. Swayman back in net, 909 save percentage. All 3 games, 909.
That's crazy. That has to be that has to be a rarity that it was 909 in all 3 games.
So both of Swayman's games, he was 30 for 33.
Wow. That's a prop bet. That's a prop bet. He did it on purpose.
And Korpisalo was 20 for 22. So 2 different ways to get 909.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
He did it.
It's just so crazy. It's just such a crazy coincidence.
In the Toronto game, Morgan Geekie had 2 points, a goal and assist. They were 2 for 8 on the power play, 7 for 9 on the penalty kill. Morgan Geekie is their top player with 2 goals and 2 assists this week. Next up is Buffalo.
Buffalo.
We already talked about how much they're in a little bit of a jam.
Oh, yeah.
They went 0-2-1 this week.
They got a point, at least.
They got a point against Utah. Started the week the 2-1 overtime loss. You talked about how they were outshot 35 to 18, but then you add for block shots 21 to 9. So add
Oh
21
God.
more shots to that 35. Um,
56.
yes.
56 to,
Then
would you say 9? 56 to 27
yes,
is the.
yes,
Whew.
it's not good. Uh, then they get shut out by St. Louis 3-0. Gave up a shorthanded goal. Then they lose to Carolina 3-6, but there were two empty net goals at the very end.
Okay. So closer game.
So that's
Yeah.
that's what I mean why the Rochester the AHL team did pretty well against Carolina. um, they were 0 for 6 on the power play, gave up a shorthanded goal, and then they were 5 for 6 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player. They are currently last in the division at 5, 6, and 4. That is 14 points.
Ugh. Those injuries are going to doom
Um,
them this year.
and the injuries are going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Moving on to Detroit, who remember they started off hot.
Yeah.
It is has not been good for them.
Like I said at the
Uh,
top, a lot of teams coming back down to earth, while a few others are starting to skyrocket.
they went 0-3 this week. They are 9-7 overall. They
Okay,
are
that's still all
4
right.
and 6. They're 4-6 in the last 10 games.
That's less all right.
Yeah. They started their week by losing to Vegas 1-0. Gibson in net with a 9.71 save percentage. They were outshot by Vegas 34-24 and only won 34% of their faceoffs.
Yee. Oof.
Then they lose to the Rangers 4-1. Talbot in net for all four of those goals. And then they lose to Chicago, like you said, getting outshooting them again, like you said, 46-20. They were 0-4-11 on the power play.
It's pretty bad.
Here's your problem. 3-4-7 on the penalty kill.
Oh no. No. That's a bad week when you're sub 50% on your penalty kill. Weren't they one of the
Most
teams
that's
that was like 60% for it last year?
yes, they were.
Ugh. Oh,
Um,
Detroit.
they don't get a top player.
Nah.
Florida also not having a great time. I didn't write their record, but it's right up in my face. 1-2 this
Okay.
week. They're on the West Coast swing this week. They lose to Anaheim 3-7. Bobrovsky in goal for all of them.
Mm. Oh, man.
Rodriguez a goal and assist in that game. Then they beat the Kings 5-2. Bobrovsky in net for that one as well. They score a shorthanded goal. Marchand gets 2 goals in this game, and they finish their week by losing to San Jose 3-1. In the Kings game, they outshot the Kings. Nope. In San Jose, they outshot the Sharks 39-23. In that loss, they were 1 for 15 on.
Yikes.
Yeah, that is 1 for 15 on the power play.
He had to pause to read his handwriting, folks.
Yeah, in the certain scribbles, a 5 could look like an 8, and I had to double check.
I suppose.
1 for 15 on the power play, 10 for 13 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal. Marchand is their top player because he had 4 goals this week.
All right, old man Marchand.
And it was Rodriguez in the Anaheim game that took a dive from Carlson.
Ah, I see. Good old Evan Rodriguez taking a dive.
It should have been a 2-minute interference call, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't
But he
a 5-minute
embellished a
major.
bit.
Yeah, his head wasn't the primary point. It caught him under his arm,
Mm-hmm.
and he just spun like he got hit in the head.
Good sell job there,
So
Rodriguez.
good on him for selling it. The Panthers are 7-7-1, 7th in the division, 15 points.
Those injuries are really really screwing them.
They're
No
absolutely.
Barkov, no Kachuk. The two best
Um,
forwards, yeah. They can only guys like Bennett and Reinhardt can only do so much without, you know, Barkov.
Reinhardt is an excellent supporting character.
Hmm.
Like
He's not
supporting
the main
cast,
guy though.
he's not the main guy. Montreal, not a good week, but not a bad week. They went 1-0-2. They are still atop the division at 10-3-2,
Hell yeah,
22
let's
points.
go Montreal.
With 2 games in hand on second place Boston.
I'm tired of the Florida teams, Toronto and Boston, being the top of that division. Let's go Montreal.
Mm-hmm. They started the week by a shootout loss to Philadelphia 4-5. Montembeau and Ned Dimidov a goal and assist. They were outshot by Philadelphia 20-42. Then the overtime loss against the Devils 3-4. Dobesh and Nets. Remember how Merzlikins was in tears last week after that loss? Dobesh did the same thing.
Poor kid.
Poor kid. Noah Dobson did have 2 assists in this game. And then they finished their week by beating Utah 6-2, like you said. Montembeau and Ned had a good night. And then Cole Caulfield had 2 goals in this game. 2 for 8 on the power play, 11 for 13 on the penalty kill. Kirby Dach is their top player with 4 goals.
Okay.
And Noah Dobson did have 4 assists.
Good on you, Kirby.
Next up is Ottawa. Ottawa had a good week at 2-0-1. They are 8-5-3, third in the division with 19 points. Overtime loss against Boston, like I already said. Claude Giroux, a goal and assist. Overtime win against Philadelphia 3-2. Stutzla 2 goals in that game, where they were outshot by Philadelphia 22-14.
Yeah, really low shot total in that one.
Low shot total in that one. And then they beat. Shoot, I forgot to look something up. Then they beat Utah 4-2. Jordan Spence a goal and an assist in this game. I'm just looking up his last couple games. He has 7 points in the last 5 games. I'm pretty sure the Kings could use him.
Well, let's not take anything from the Kings. I think they had a pretty good week this week, right?
Yes, they did, but again, their defense is going to be their problem.
Yeah, it's going to be their downfall at the end of things this year.
Yeah, 7 points in the last 5 games for Spence.
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, especially for a defenseman.
Yeah. They were over 6 on the power play, 6 for 6 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player. It was pretty spread out.
Okay.
Moving on to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 2-1. They're back on a good stretch. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games.
Wow.
So Tampa Bay is back. They're struggled back in the beginning of the season. They are 8-5-2, 18 points, 4th in the division. They lose to Colorado 2-3, like you said. Beat Vegas 6-3. Kucherov 2 goals and assist in that game, and then they beat Washington 3-2. Hagel a goal and assist, and they were outshot by Washington 30-19. They were 3 for 9 on the power play, 7 for 8 on the penalty kill. Brendan Hagel is their top player with 3 goals and 2 assists. Vasilevsky did play all 3 games.
All right.
And we're going to finish up with Toronto. Like you said, Toronto's in a weird spot. They went 2-2 this week. They are 8-7-1.
Which isn't that bad of a record, but like you just said, 6th in the division.
Yeah.
So
17 points.
Yeah, them and the Rangers, just to go back to my point before, their records aren't terrible, but these two teams are definitely two teams that Toronto should be in the playoffs, in my mind.
Yes.
Losing Mitch Marner should not cripple you this much with the rest of the star power on the team. Um, and then the Rangers, I know that they were like last year was a fluke bad season. We'll be
We
back
got
in the
rid of some bad
playoffs.
apples.
Yeah, we got rid of some locker room cancers, quote unquote, and now JT Miller's the captain. He's definitely not a locker room cancer at all. No problems with him ever in any locker room. And and we got Mike Sullivan, who is a new coach, historically great coach. Questionable the last few years with the Penguins, and maybe that's proving itself even further this year. Um, they're just like they're in a spot where they're like, we got to do something. It's just the energy that I can
That they
feel from those two
right
teams that I just know one of them is going to do something stupid. I can feel it.
and crazy.
They're going to
Yep.
do something crazy that they're going to trade a bunch of stuff for Jordan Kyrou or somebody else. And everybody's going to be like, I don't know if that was the right decision, you know?
Right.
So,
Right. So Toronto started the week by beating Pittsburgh 4-3.
mhm.
Stolarz and net. Nylander 2 goals and assist, I believe. I didn't write it down.
Real
I just
annoying
wrote
game.
his name.
I'll get to it when we get
Um,
to the Penguins. Why that was such an
I
annoying game.
yeah no, I didn't the Penguins blow the lead?
We'll get to it.
All right,
It's
cool.
an overarching thing I want to talk about with the Penguins this week.
Um, oh yeah, that is fair.
Yep.
I watched one Penguins game, and that is a fair
Yeah, they did the
statement.
same thing in that game
Um,
too. Yep.
so they were outshot by the Penguins 37-20, and block shots were 24-5. So add
Woo.
24 to the 37, um,
61. Good lord.
61-25.
Yeah.
Yeah, you escaped with a win. Is what happened there.
Uh, we'll get to it. I'll explain that further.
uh, beating Utah 5-3, and then lost to Boston, like we said, 3-5. Stolarz got chased. Hildeby came in, posted 9-5-0. And then they lose to Carolina 4-5. Hildeby in net for this entire game. Nylander has another 2 goals in this game. They were outshot by Carolina 47-20, with the block shots being 23-9. So is that 70? No. Is that 70?
Wait. I'm sorry. What was
23
it?
plus 40. 23
23
plus
plus 47.
47.
Yes, it is 70. Yep.
That is 70-29.
Oh my god. That's part of. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's part of Toronto's problem right now. I mean, I'm not
It's,
saying all of those are high danger shots, but giving up 70 and 61 shot attempts
it,
in two of
it
those
means you're
games
not
this week,
controlling the play.
you're not controlling the puck. And I'll tell you for certain, for two of the three periods again in that Pittsburgh game, they were not controlling that game at all.
Um, Overall, Toronto was 3 for 9 on the power play, 8 for 11 on the penalty kill. Willie Nylander is their top player with 5 goals and 3 assists this week. He is,
Pretty good week.
I think he became fifth on. Um, yes, he is fifth in the points total
All
right
time
now.
on Toronto.
No, I mean this week, in this
Oh,
season.
sorry. That makes way more sense. I was like, wait, Toronto's had a lot of good players. How is he fifth all time already?
Matthews is 10 goals away from their all-time goal
That
record.
that doesn't surprise me, just because
No,
he's fallen off a little bit the last couple of years. But this is a guy that had like 50, 60 goals in like
couple of
four
them.
straight seasons. So
Yeah,
that's not surprising to me.
I think he's at 410. 420 is the record for.
Really? That seems low for a team
Uh,
that's been around for over 100 years.
but Matt
Crazy.
Sundin is their top guy.
I know.
So
It always weirds me out because I'm like, yeah, the Penguins have these dudes that have all of these points, and I'm like, every team has a guy that has like all of these points, right? No,
No.
it's not true. And like as a Pittsburgh fan, all Pittsburgh fans of the Penguins spoiled as fuck, super spoiled. Lemieux, Yager, Crosby, Malkin. Come on, that's not fair comparatively. Edmonton and Montreal are the only two that you could like really compare the group of
Yep.
guys to. Um, and then like I'm like, oh, certainly a team that's been around for a long time. I don't even know, but like
Toronto.
Toronto has a guy that has like 1,500 points too, right? No,
No.
not at all.
Toronto. Toronto
Pittsburgh has
doesn't have
3.
a. Toronto does not have 1,000 points for their team.
That's wild to me. Now that could be more Toronto wheeling and dealing and not having guys for super long, right? Especially in like more modern times. But that's crazy that Toronto doesn't have 1,000 point scorer in their history. They've been around for over 100 years. They're one of the original teams.
They only have 5 guys play over 1,000 games for the team.
Absolutely wild. And you know why? The media, the Toronto media.
Yeah.
Guys don't want to stay there because they're mean. That's
It
why.
is. It is George Armstrong,
I have no idea who
Tim
that is.
Horton,
Oh, Timmy Horton,
uh,
Donut Mogul.
Borge Salming,
Oh,
Dave
yeah, yeah.
Keon, and Ron Ellis are the only guys who have played over 1,000 games for Toronto.
Wild, absolutely wild. What's going on with Joseph Wall? I want to ask before
He's hurt.
he's still hurt. He hasn't played at all this year, right?
Well, I think that's why they waived Caden Primo, and Carolina
Yeah,
picked him up. Is I think
maybe
Wall
he's
might be
coming back
coming
soon.
back soon.
That'll help, but if he's facing 70 shot attempts a game, I mean, he's not Dominic Hasek, you know. He's fine. He's a above average goalie, I would say, but you know,
Wall's currently in a conditioning stint in
got it. So
with
he
the
should be back
Marlies.
soon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to everybody's favorite division, the Metro. Starting with Carolina, 4-0 this week.
Hmm.
4-0 Carolina. They beat the Rangers 3-0. Walker a goal and an assist. Jarvis and Ehlers each had a goal. I think that was Ehlers' first goal of the season.
I
I
believe it
believe.
was.
Kochekov 26 saves for that shutout. Beat Minnesota 4-3. Walker and Blake had a goal and an assist, while Ehlers and Svechnikov each scored a goal. And Anderson was 21 of 24. Beat Buffalo, as Clay just mentioned, 6-3. Aho, Svechnikov, Kochekov, and Legault had a goal and an assist in that game. Legault is a young, I believe, defenseman on the team. And
Hmm.
we're going to mention him again in a second. Kochekov, 19 of 22 in that one. And then they beat Toronto 5-4. Outshot Toronto just to hammer it home, 47-20. Stankoven a goal and an assist in that game. Ehlers and Miller 2 assists. And Bussy was 16 of 20. And in this game, Legault got cut by a skate in the
Yes, he
hand
did on his
wrist.
hand.
I think it was hand. Thankfully, not his wrist. But he bled a lot on the ice. So hopefully it's not a serious wound and he can come back soon. There was no injury report about him this week. Ehlers, Walker, and Aho are their trio of top players with 5 points. What were you going to say?
Nope. I'll say it when we get to that team.
Okay. 3 for 11 on the power play, 8 for 10 on the penalty kill, and Carolina is 11-4, tied the top of the division. Not with Columbus, who is up next. They went 0-2 this week. Losing to Calgary, shameful, 5-1. Marchenko had the only goal in that game. Greaves 21 of 25. They got outshot 43 to 26 in this game. Or I'm sorry, they outshot Calgary 43 to 26. Then they lost to Vancouver 4-3. Marchenko 2 goals and an assist in that one. while Voronkov had a goal and 2 assists, Fantilli 2 assists, and Merzlikins was 21 of 25. They don't have a top player. 0 for 4 on the power
No.
play, 5 for 5 on the penalty kill, and they're 7 for 7. 7 and 7. Balanced as all things should be. And I
As
believe,
all things should be.
even at 7 and 7, I think they're at the bottom of the division currently.
They are
That is
last in
how
the Metro.
close the Metro is right now. Um, the two teams at the top are starting to separate a little bit from everybody else, but the rest of the division is like, I think, within 3 points of each other.
It's right
3 or
there.
4 points of
The
each
only
other.
the only reason the third place team looks like they have distance is because they have at least they have other teams have like 2 games in hand on them.
Yep, and that's the Penguins.
Yeah, but like 2 games in hand for like if the Islanders win both of their games,
hmm
they're still Penguins are still a point ahead.
Yep. I think
So
by points percentage, I looked at that earlier. I think the standings stay the same if you're
yeah,
just
I
going
believe
off points
you're right.
percentage. Um, New Jersey is up next, 2-0. They beat Montreal. Both of these games went to overtime. Beat Montreal in overtime 4-3. Jack Hughes 2 assists. Jesper brought the overtime game winner. Markstrom 16 of 19. Hey, Columbus and New Jersey, play your fucking games. Well, you only playing 2 games this week. And then they beat Pittsburgh in a shootout 2-1. Gritsyuk had the the only technical goal of the game,
hmm
while Jake Allen 33 of 34, and Cotter and Brott scored the shootout goals. They were 2 for 2 in the shootout.
Oh, gotcha.
Penguins were 0 for 2. Artur Shilovs should not play shootouts. I don't know. He's so bad at them. He like doesn't
He's
move.
just
I don't know if
he's
he's
a
just
kid.
particularly bad at them. I guess. I'm already complaining about the Penguins. Hold on. They don't have a top player though. Their scoring was kind of, spread. 0 for 7 on the power play, 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. They are also 11 and 4 on the season, so they're tied at the top. Carolina has a tiebreaker on them
Goal
right now.
differential.
So
The
Carolina is
goals
number 1,
for
and then the Devils are number 2.
because looking at the tiebreakers, they're both tied in regulation wins.
Wow.
At 8. They're both tied in regulation plus overtime wins at 10.
God.
Tied in shootout wins at 1.
Crazy.
The difference. The
So
difference
now
is
it's goal
goals
differential.
for.
That's insane that's the 4th tiebreaker that they have to go to. That's wow. Look at those two
Differential
teams.
is
Yeah.
Carolina is plus 17 and the Devils are plus 8.
Wow, the Devils are only plus 8. They're winning close games,
I mean,
or they
uh,
got shelled in the 4 games that they lost.
the Carolina's tied for second on goal differential.
Makes sense.
Colorado's number 1.
Of course they are. They're 10-1 and 5.
Well, also you just beat a team 9-1.
Oh, that'll
Like,
help.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
that
go.
helps too. The Islanders are up next, 1-1 and 1, the most Islanders record of any week. Lost to Boston in a shootout 4-3. Horvat 2 goals in this game. Sorokin 24 of 27. Losing to Minnesota 5-2. Pajot and Heineman scored the 2 goals for them, while Rittich was 21 of 26. And then they shut out the Rangers 5-0. Pajot and Drouin, keep track of how many shutouts that is for the Rangers this week. Pajot and Drouin, a goal and 2 assists, while Horvat 2 goals, Duclair 2 assists, and Sorokin made 33 saves for the shutout. Sorokin's their top player, because I think he's almost always is their top player. 57
Absolutely.
of 60, good for a 950 save percentage, 1.44 goals against at a shutout. What were you saying?
It's him or Schaefer.
Yeah, it's
Tim
nice that they
Schaefer,
have a
Barzal,
second one to be
you know,
top player now.
You know,
It's yeah. 1 for 7 on the power play. Conversely, they were 6 for 7 on the penalty kill. They're 7-6-2. Again, the most Islanders record ever. The last 5 years. Is Islanders are a 500 at best team. Okay, let's talk about the Rangers, Clay, because I
Let's
got a
talk
lot
about
to
the
say
Rangers.
about the Rangers. They went
Yeah,
one and two. I know you do
I
as
got some
well.
stuff to add.
Guys, here's the thing. You know this already. The two of us hate the Rangers, and
Yep.
we get to dunk on them this week pretty hard. They did go 1 and 2. They did win a game this week, but they
Yep.
got shut out by Carolina 3-0. This game was at home. Shesterkin 29 of 31. They did beat Detroit 4-1. This game was away. Panarin
Yeah.
a goal and 2 assists. Lafreniere and Zabinajad. I feel like that's the first time I've mentioned Lafreniere this year. Both had 2 points. While Johnny Quick was 32 of 33. And then they got shut
Uh-huh.
out 5-0 by the Islanders. This game was at home.
Yep.
Shesterkin 21 of 25. Now, Bert, you say, why were you pointing out which games were home and away? You don't usually do that. Well, dear listeners, it is because the Rangers are 0-6-1 at home this year. They have been shut out 5 times at home in 7 games. 5 times. They have scored 6
Their
goals at MSG this year. 5 of them were in one game against San Jose.
their away record is 7-1-1.
What is happening? What's going on? Because a 7-1-1 away record would be like, oh, that's the best team in the league. Because usually you have an even better record at home. They've not won a game at home. I thought they had. And then I was doing my notes this week, and I was like, have they won a game at home? And I looked it up. No. And in fact, they've been shut out 5 times. My dog came into the room because she's like, why are you yelling? Um, what is happening? How is this happening? They
Um,
hate the Rangers fans. It's the only thing I can speculate on. Is this team just hates
Dolan,
the home team, or they
their
hate the
owner
owner?
Dolan,
Yeah,
has created a area so toxic
has to be.
that
That has to
they
be what
don't
it is.
that they don't want to play there. They just don't want to be there
It's like an
in
abusive
MSG.
relationship
Absolutely.
because
Um, and
I
as soon as they leave New York, I have they played it at UBS at the Islanders yet?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Hopefully if they win, if it's just like as soon as they leave Manhattan, they're fine.
Yeah, because I think they won a game in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, that was the first game.
So they have won a game in the state of New York. Now, is it that when they just leave Manhattan, when they win a game? I don't know. I would have to look that up. But
Yeah.
um,
Like what
oh my
what do they do
God,
with the Islanders? That's the question. If do they have to leave New York City? Or do they just have to leave Manhattan?
man, it's just like,
But yeah, 1-1 away.
yeah, they must be so toxic at MSG. Just like like you're right. You're so right. I hadn't even thought of that, but until you just said it. But it must be
Rem- rem-
so toxic there from Dolan and the upper management or whoever, just like making everybody feel terrible that they've been shut out 5 times. One
and
other game they scored one goal.
remember the story last year where they were taken the PR team could not interact with the players.
That's a red flag, right?
Yeah.
I think we said that last year. That's a huge red flag. So oh man, and the San Jose's first win of the season was that 6-5 overtime win in MSG, which catapulted them into being a much better team so far this year.
Yeah.
But oh man, it's just like, have you ever like had a friend that has said to you, "I don't want to go home. I would rather stay at work. I would rather be out at a bar. I don't want to go home." Right? That's what this
Yeah.
feels like for the Rangers,
That's exactly what this
which
feels
is
like.
so sad.
Yes.
Maybe Dolan should just sell the team. Maybe that's a
He
thought.
absolutely should, but the problem is he owns MSG.
maybe he can die. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what the solution
here's
is there.
here's hoping. Um,
Well,
but
like maybe it can be
he's
like,
another he's another one of those billionaire fail sons that like their
yeah,
dad is the reason they're a billionaire.
right.
Um,
However, I'm gonna take an example from the NFL. Maybe if he passes the torch, let's just say he doesn't die, he just retires, right? I don't like wishing death on people, except for a
he's
couple of really specific examples. But
I mean he's one of them. He's fine.
he's not a
He's
good
an awful
person. I
person.
guess that's fair.
He's an awful person. Yeah, he's
Let's
fine.
just say
Um,
next week he
he's only in his
passes.
I think he's only in his 50s.
Whatever, you can still have a heart attack. Let's
That's
just
true.
say he goes away. He
He's
goes
gonna be
away in
their
some way,
problem
but
for a long time.
one of his children takes over, right? Maybe it becomes like the Ursay family with the Colts this year in the NFL, where very sadly Jim Irsay, who owned the Colts, passed away. You muted your mic.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was lipping fuck Jim Irsay.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, every owner of every team is probably not a great person, right? But his daughter took over and has been very involved in like a positive way with the team.
Yeah,
And
because
the
they can
Colts
go
are
both
doing
ways.
great this year. They're doing fantastic this year. They're 8-2 or something. They did lose to the Steelers, which it's looking like a little shameful. Um, but she's like on the sideline. She has a headset. Not that she's calling plays, but she's just listening to learn, like what's going on. I mean, hey, maybe it's something like that, right?
Yeah,
But that involves Dolan dying or something.
yeah.
So, oh, Rangers. I don't know what to tell you at this point. Alex Lafreniere, nowhere to be seen essentially this year. What happened? 2 years ago, he had almost 30 goals. And now he's
Yeah,
just like
he
gone
fell off
again.
again.
He's just a ghost again. He's in bust territory for a number one
He
overall
is,
pick. Like he is a
but
bust at this point. You have to say he's a bust.
absolutely. But we'll see where he ends up next. Like,
Yeah, he seems ripe. I could see getting traded somewhere and then
and
exploding. You
blowing,
know.
blowing up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say for the Rangers at this point. I don't understand not winning any games at home, being fantastic on the road, and getting shut out 5 times at home.
Yeah,
Did you have a statistic you wanted to bring up?
I'll get to it when we get to that team.
Oh, it's a different team. Okay. I have a further
Different
statistic.
team.
I thought
It's a
that
different team, but it involves the Rangers.
Oh, okay. The Rangers are the first team since 1928 to um to lose five or to get shut out for 5 of their first 7 games at home since the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are a defunct NHL team.
Yeah,
Not the baseball team, although it would make sense if the baseball team did it too, but um that's crazy. The last time that happened was 1928.
absolutely.
Unbelievable. All right, let's move past the Rangers and on to the Philadelphia Flyers, who had a much better week, 2-0-1. They beat Montreal 5-4 in a shootout. Uh, they outshot Montreal 42-20, like I think you already mentioned. Bobby
Yes.
Brink had 2 goals in that game. Vladar 16 of 20, and Zagras had the only shootout goal. They beat Nashville 3-1. Konechny a
Hmm.
goal and an assist in that one. Cam York 2 assists. Vladar 23-24. Vladar a revelation this year. And again, I eat crow about saying that he's not a starting goalie. He clearly is. And then they lost to Ottawa 3-2 in overtime. Dvorak had 2 assists. I keep forgetting that Christian Dvorak is on the Flyers, right?
I do too.
Mishikov and Drysdale had the only goals in that game, while Urson was 10 of 13. 10 of 13.
10 13.
Wild. Konechny's their top player, a goal and 4 assists, 2 for 9 on the power play, and 7 for 9 on the penalty kill. 8, 5, and 2 are the Flyers. Pretty good year so far for them. Pretty good first month and change for them. The Penguins are up next, coming back down to earth a little bit. 1, 2, and 1 this week. Not a great week for them. Losing to Toronto, 4-3. Ben Kindle did have 2 goals in this game. The Penguins blew a 3-0 lead in the third period in this game. They pretty much dominated the first 2 periods of this game. Like, really made were making Toronto look bad in this one. And then Toronto scored 4 goals in the third period. Tristan Jarry was 16 of 20. They outshot Toronto, as you already mentioned, 37-20. Now, the prevailing opinion in this game, because basically the next day, Tristan Jarry went on the IR.
Yes.
So, what people think happened in this one is that Jarry got hurt in the second period on, a fairly innocuous thing, nothing dirty or anything like that. But that's what led to the 4 goals, right? And I'm not saying it was completely his fault. I fell asleep during this game, so I didn't even see the third period. But the only reason I say this is because Jarry has a history of trying to not tell the team about an injury.
Yep.
And trying to play through it, which makes me think that that's what he did in this game. And that's not great.
Absolutely.
That makes the team not trust you, right? Pittsburgh then beat Washington 5-3. Rust had a goal and 2 assists. Crosby 2 goals. And they blew another 3-0 lead in this game. This time they won, though. But they were up 3-0. Again, playing really well. In the first period, making Washington look pretty bad. And then they blew a 3-0 lead. Love it. In the second this time instead of the third. And then they scored a goal in the third, and then there was an empty net goal. She loves the net for this one, 27 of 30. Lost to the Devils 2-1 in a shootout. Ryan Graves, of all players, had the only goal for Pittsburgh in this game. Outshot New Jersey 34-24. She loves 23 of 24. Now, as a Pittsburgh fan, this is a positive game, even though they lost it, because it's one of the top teams in the league, and they played them pretty close throughout the game. And then they lost to LA 3-2. Novak and Mantha had the goals in this game. Murashov, who got called up for Pittsburgh, is like their big-time goaltending prospect who they think is their future number 1 guy. He's 24 of 27 in this game. Realistically, watching this game, none of those 3 goals were really on him. The first one was like a freaky, bounce in off of a Penguins defenseman. One was a really great dangle around the defense, and the other one was an odd man rush. So, not a bad debut for him. I'm just saying that as a Penguins fan. But Pittsburgh blew a lead again, 2-1. They were up 2-1 in the third, blew a lead again. Here we are. And that was a big-time thing that happened to the Penguins last year when they were quite bad. They were just blowing multi-goal leads all over the place, and that's what they did this week. So hopefully that's a just this week kind of a thing and not something that they keep doing. Rust is their top player, goal, 4 assists. 5 for 11 on the power play. So they were almost at 50% as well. Pittsburgh, I believe, still has the number 1 power play. That power play is deadly.
Absolutely.
I don't know what changes they made, but just watching it, they're making crisp passes to each other, like cross-ice passes. They're beautiful, and they're just one-timing shit past the goaltenders. 9 for 10 on the penalty kill, also pretty good. 9, 5, and 3. Good for third place, but they have played, I think they've played the most games in the league so far this year with 17, or they got to be tied for it if not the most. But I realized this week the reason they've played so many games is that this upcoming week is the Global Series.
Yes.
They're going to Sweden and playing Nashville in 2 games this week. And Pittsburgh does not play until Friday this week. They play Friday and Sunday. So that's why their games have been so like packed in so far this season. And finally in the Metro, the Washington Capitals. They went 1-2. They beat St. Louis 6-1. Wilson and Beauvillier had 2 goals apiece, while Chychrun had 3 assists. Ovechkin scored a goal, his 900th of his career, the only player to ever score 900 goals.
Absolutely.
And he's going to keep setting that goal
And it
record
was
higher and higher for the rest of the season.
a spinning backhand like everyone expected.
Yeah, not his typical modus operandi for scoring.
No.
Logan Thompson, 23-24. And I would say Logan Thompson should be Canada's starting goaltender in the Olympics. Him or Darcy Kemper?
I you bring him, Kemper,
Him,
and
Kemper,
Binnington.
I think is the trio you want.
Because Binnington earned a second chance after what he did at Worlds, Four Nations.
Sure, Binnington is playing terribly this year. Is my only counter to that. He's having a horrible season.
I think you bring him and give him the chance.
Yeah.
But if things go bad during the round robin, you yank him.
Well, Kemper last year was the second best goalie in the league. I think he was second. No, he sniped one of the Triple Crowns from Hellebuck by the end of the year.
But he was not taken.
Huh?
He was not on that list. It was Binnington, it was Hill, and Montembeault. Kemper wasn't even there.
Oh no, I know, but this year I'm saying, but yes. Last year Kemper was basically the second best goaltender statistically in the league. So yes. I feel like you have to take Kemper to the Olympics, and he's playing well this year as well. And then Logan Thompson is also playing very well this year. And Jordan Binnington, I understand you should take him because he played great last year in the. He had a good season last year. He played well at the Four Nations thing. But I don't know if I would definitely make him the starter just because of the season he's having right now.
Oh, I agree.
Now, you could counter that by saying St. Louis, just as a team, is playing terrible. Sure.
If Thompson doesn't go, it's strictly because of politics due to his, Cassidy and DeBoer being his coaches in Vegas, which is the argument that why he didn't go the first place.
Well, I think it was Friedman was speculating on the goalies for Canada earlier today, and he said Binnington, Thompson, and then either Hill or Kemper. So those were the 4 that were up for it.
Hill's been hurt, and
so that's why I'm saying it's got to be Kemper. Yeah,
it's got to be Kemper.
It's got to be Kemper. So anyway,
also Pierre-Luc Dubois is out for 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
He had knee surgery.
So he might be back by the end of the year, but he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah.
Washington lost to Pittsburgh 5-3. Strome did have a goal and 2 assists in this game, while Ovechkin had 2 assists himself. Lindgren at 26 of 30. And I will say, very class act by the Penguins fans, gave Ovechkin a standing ovation at the game.
Yeah.
As he deserves, obviously.
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things. They're one of their bitter rivals throughout the years.
Yeah.
You got to show respect when it's due, though. OV deserves respect. And especially, that might be the last time he plays in Pittsburgh, at least in the regular season.
I think so.
So I think the other 2 games must be in Washington this year. Then they lost to Tampa Bay, as you already mentioned, 3-2. They outshot Tampa Bay 30-19. Duhaime and Carlson had the goals in that game, while Thompson was 16 of 19. Carlson's your top player. 2 goals, 2 assists.
Nice.
1 for 7 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 6 for 10 on the penalty kill. That's not great. 7-7-1. Now, Clay, I gotta ask you, as a Capitals fan, are you a little worried? 7-7-1. Not a great start to the season.
No. Losing Dubois has really hurt.
Yeah. Because he's your second line center, right?
Yeah. But he gets a lot of those minutes against those top opponents. They'll put him up against McDavid,
right,
for defensive assignments, and him not being there, it's been a problem.
Yeah.
So a little worried, but not crazy yet.
Again, they're not like crazy out of it. The East is so close right now, outside of like Carolina and New Jersey, who are starting to pull away. But everybody else is like
And
pretty packed in there right now.
then Montreal,
And Montreal,
who's
yeah.
also who's also 22 points.
Outside of those three, everybody else is within like 4 points of each other, 4 or 5 points
Yeah.
of each other. All right, let's finish things off the Pacific. Yes.
Let's finish things off with the Pacific. First up is Anaheim, who went 4-0 this week.
Hell yeah, let's go Anaheim. Look, they have a competent
Oh,
coach.
they have a
Crazy.
competent coach. They are 11-3-1, 23 points atop the Pacific.
And I think in second place overall in the league, right?
Behind Colorado. That is
Behind
correct.
Colorado. Yeah.
They are 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Baby, let's fucking go. I love this because I love young teams starting to do way better because the Ducks are like everybody's like dark horse pick, right? Even our dark horse pick to be like a what threatening for a playoff spot and they just haven't really been there yet. And as much as you want to shit on Quinville for being a terrible person, which he is,
He's a good
he's
coach.
still a good coach. You know, you got to give him that.
He can adjust to the modern era. All right, so they started with a 7-3 win against Florida. Cutter Gauthier, 3 goals and assist in that game. 7-5 win against Dallas, like you said. Chris Kreider, 2 goals in that game. 4-3 overtime win against Vegas. Leo Carlson, 2 goals and assist there, and a 4-1 win against Winnipeg. Beckett, Seneca, 2 goals in that game. They were 6 for 17 on the power play.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna say you said 6 for 7 at first there, and I was like, "What the fuck? That's so good." 6 for 17 is still really good.
12 for 17 on the penalty kill. With a shorthanded goal for, but still.
Okay, makes it a little better, but still not great.
Oh, barely. Leo Carlson is their best player this week with 5 goals, 4 assists. But the one thing that I wanted to bring up is that Jacob Trouba this year with the Ducks in 15 games, he's got 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points, two penalty minutes. That's it, and those 2 penalty minutes occurred that last game.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shit on the Rangers so much more.
2 penalty minutes. Oh, those 4 goals that he has. If he was on the Rangers, he'd be tied for second with Mika Zibanejad, only surpassed by Taylor Radish.
Oh my god. I was looking at the Rangers stats earlier, and I think it's Panarin has the most points with 11 in 16 games, which isn't.
It's Adam Fox.
Oh, okay.
Trouba's tied with Panarin on points.
Oh my god, dude, that's
with 10.
Oof, dude, oof. And so like, there you go. I mean, we shit on Trouba, I think, deservedly so, the last several years for all of his dirty hits. He goes to a different
with his
team.
Time on the Rangers, yeah.
With his time on the Rangers. He goes to a different team. We barely mentioned him for the rest of last year, right? I don't think he had a dirty hit after he left the Rangers last year. At least not one that I remember.
He had a big hit that everyone looked at, like all
of course, yeah.
It was like, no, that wasn't dirty.
Well, here's the other thing though. Radko Gudas is on this team too. Another dude who used to throw dirty hits all the time. And here's Joel Quenneville just being like, "Hey, don't do that. How about we just don't do that?" And look at where they are. 10 points in what'd you say the record was?
They're 9-1 their last 10 games. They are 11-3-1.
Okay, so 10 points in 15 games. or 16 games. Excuse me. No, 15 games. 10 points in
15.
15 games is really good for a defenseman.
Yes.
Um, it's just like even more so. What are the Rangers doing, right?
Absolutely.
Ay, ay, ay. That's so funny.
Um. So yeah, that was what I wanted to say.
Let's go Anaheim.
Uh, Calgary.
Oh, really quick before we go to Calgary. Also, I saw this week. I don't know if it's still true, but the two guys that were tied for the most goals in the league were Sidney Crosby and Cutter Gauthier, the Philadelphia Flyers' worst nightmare, because they hate Sidney
Well,
Crosby, and Cutter Gauthier said he did not want to play there.
yeah, Cutter Gauthier didn't want to play there, but Drysdale and Zegras have played well, so
They
it's not
have.
like
That's true. That's
that's like a
absolutely true.
win-win.
That's a win-win for now. But I'm just saying, I
For
saw that posted online, and I thought that was very funny.
now.
Go
It
ahead.
it has changed because now McKinnon leads the league in goals.
Of course.
1, 2, 3 in goals is McKinnon, Caulfield, Bo Horvat.
Really? Oh, so that has changed.
Well, sorry, Horvat, Gauthier, Crosby, and Geeky of Boston
They're all
are all
tied.
tied for
Okay.
third. Yeah,
So there you go. McKinnon, of course, with his 9 points in 2 games, ruined all of that. But
ruined all of it.
all right, Calgary.
When Calgary 1-2 this week, the 5-1 win against the Blue Jackets, like you said, that is embarrassing.
Should be for the Blue Jackets.
Absolutely. Now their Blue Jackets' only goal was shorthanded, so that is kind of cool.
Okay.
But yeah, and then they got shut out the last 2 games against Chicago and Minnesota, like you said. 0 for 8 on the power play, 7 for 8 on the penalty kill. They don't get a top player. 4, 11, and 2. Edmonton is up next.
By far the
0-2
worst
and
team
1.
in the league.
Absolutely. 0-2 and 1 for Edmonton. They are 6, 6, and 4.
Not a great start for Edmonton.
16 points, 7th in the division. 2-3 loss against St. Louis. A shootout loss against Dallas, like you said. McDavid did have a goal and assist in that game. And then the 1-9 loss against Colorado. 3 for 9 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 11 for 13 on the penalty kill. McDavid had 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists.
It's pretty good. At some point, you got to think maybe Edmonton gets a little desperate too.
He's coming to life. Yes, I would agree.
Well, McDavid can play as well as he wants. He can't play 60 minutes.
Goalie.
He can't play goalie. He can't play defense. And we said it at the beginning of the year. Their depth looks horrible, right?
Right. Los Angeles, 2-1. They are 7-5-2. They 18 points, tied for second in the division. Last on games played. So fourth. Beating Winnipeg 3-0. Losing to Florida 5-2, and then beating Pittsburgh 3-2. Fiala goal and assist in the Pittsburgh game. They were 3 for 14 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against, 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. Scory Perry is their top player, 2 goals, 2 assists, 7 goals in his last 10 games played.
Yeah, he's
coming back from injury.
He absolutely sniped one in the Pittsburgh game too. My man's 40 years old out here sniping shots.
I think Edmonton misses him.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, 7-5-1, like I said, and then we're gonna move on to San Jose, who went 3-0.
Hell yeah!
6-1 win against Seattle. Askarov in net, Celebrini a goal and 2 assists. 2-1 win against Winnipeg. Nedeljkovic a .970 save percentage there. Celebrini a goal and assist. 3-1 win against Florida. Askarov back in net. Between the two goalies, that was a .97 save percentage. Celebrini is their top player, but the goalies played great. They were 1 for 9 on the power play, 13 for 13 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal 4. Celebrini is their top player with 3 goals, 3 assists on the week. They are 7, 6, and 3, 5th in the division, 17 points.
We are really close to California getting all three teams back in the playoffs again. We're
That's
like
gonna be off.
we're I know everybody hated it back then too, but we're so close to getting that again because LA, obviously has been making the playoffs the last many years, but we're now at the point that
They're on it.
LA's on a down, and Anaheim and San Jose are on an up.
Hmm.
Finally, you know.
Moving on to Seattle, they went 2-2 this week. They are 7-4-4, 18 points, third in the division. 3-1 win against Chicago. Beniers a goal and an assist. Um, Losing to San Jose 1-6. Decord got injured in this game. Matt Murray comes in. 4-3 overtime win against St. Louis here. Grubauer and net. Tolvanen a goal and 2 assists. And the 1-2 loss against Dallas. Matt Murray in net. That one. 917 save percentage.
Wait, which Matt Murray though?
The goalie. 2 for 15 on the power play. 8 for 11 on the penalty kill. The joke is that both Matt Murrays are goalies. Because
thank you, Clay.
the other Matt Murray was just named Player of the Week, AHL Player of the Week. So that is funny.
I still don't know which one is on Seattle.
Yours.
The old Pittsburgh one. Okay. The older one. Got it.
Yes. The younger one is on
Is he still on Dallas?
No, he's in Nashville. He's on the Admirals.
Got it.
Tolvanen, I'm giving as their top player. 1 goal, 3 assists in those 4 games.
Pretty good.
Vancouver, 2-1-1. They are 8-8-1. They are in 6th place. The 5-4 overtime win against Nashville. Brock Besser 2 goals. Block shots were 22-7. 2-5 loss against Chicago. 4-3 win against Columbus. O'Connor a goal and assist, and then the 4-5 overtime loss against Colorado. 1 for 3 on the penalty kill in that game, but had a shorthanded goal for. Overall, they were 3 for 13 on the power play, 6 for 11 on the penalty kill. There's a problem.
Yeah.
But Brock Besser is their top player with 3 goals, 2 assists. Finishing up with Vegas, 1-1-1. They are 7-3-4 in 2nd place in the division with 18 points, 14 games played. Beat Detroit 1-0. Barbashev the only goal in that game. 3-6 loss against Tampa Bay. Marner a goal and 2 assists, and then the overtime loss against Anaheim. 1 for 7 on the power play for the week, 5 for 7 on the penalty kill. Barbashev is their top player with 3 goals and 2 assists this week. And that's it.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. As always, we can be found wherever podcasts are found. Give us a rate, review, subscribe, wherever applicable. And we will be back next week for week 6 of the NHL season and everything that happens therein at the same puck time.
Same puck place.
Bye-bye.